So today we are, can you close the door? Voice will be reached to you. Hello, who are joined in the Zoom call? So are you able to hear, right? So we are starting the class.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So far what we have seen. So I'm writing the declare section. Start with the declare section, begin and end. So if I want to continuously run this program, I need to save somewhere. Obviously, if you save some code in our database, whenever we want, we can call, it will execute. But in this case, the previous examples, all example, there is no name for that. Only declare begin end. If it execution done, that is done. Okay. This is the normal level standard. One at go. So 5 year, 6 year experience, how we think, right? Why we required procedure packages? We can write the anonymous block only, right? Then what is the difference? Hmm? Reusable in the sense? We are storing some, that is also reusable, right? So why declare begin section also reusable. And procedure also reusable. Uh, we can't. So same field that code, the block of code also, we can keep somewhere in the sense some code we can call. That is okay. That is first level standard. And the first step. First step, what he mentioned, anonymous block. Anonymous means normal way. There is no name for that. So if the best example yesterday, so this is the one of the example. So in declare and begin end. So this block of this one, it is not going to save in database. It will execute. Then again, if you want to write or you want to save in somewhere, we need to copy local only. But procedure function, it permanently save. That is one step. The second step, what will happen, right? If you remember this language, declare, begin, pragma. So think Zoom people will join, right? So I'm saying declare this procedure, whatever highlighted one. This one internally, two things will happen. Remember this one. First, it will check the compilation errors. There is no compilation error. While executing, before before executing, after compilation, in between. So if you compile that one, compiled it, while running, it will do two operations. First one is there is an interpreter. It will convert your plsql code to Oracle understanding language. First, it will compilation. Every code it will compilation will happen. Before running, it will generate the P code. Remember this P code. P code, it will P code only Oracle will understand. So today I'm writing a declare begin pragma. So this one, it will go to the buffer after compilation. The parsing will happen. I used that word parsing. While doing the parsing, Oracle only understanding P code language. So this is for user understanding. The P code language means 0 ones, 1 0. That is you can't binary. So if you convert the P code, then it will execute. For in this case, without writing any name, only declare begin, right? Every time, each and every time, it will compilation, it is a P code generation. If you run this program, every time it will compile, it will be generate the P code, then it will give the result. 3 steps. If you go for a processor packages, right? While creating the processor only, it will compile only one time. It will generated P code is only one time. Next time if you call, directly it will execute. That before 2 steps, it will not perform. What is the difference between anonymous blocks and processor or function or trigger and packages? There is a 2 difference. Understood? So I'm repeating. Anonymous block. Yesterday, from till yesterday, we have seen all anonymous block. That anonymous block only if I want to execute that time only it will generate the compilation, then P code, then execution. But preserve faction, procedure and function and packages, subprogram we call as a subprogram. This subprogram, under subprogram, we have a procedure, we have a function, we have a packages. Three things are there. All three will be one time it will compile, one time it will generate the P code. If we call second time, it will not compile, it will not generate the P code, directly execution. That's the reason we will prefer procedure, function, packages. That is the main advantage internally. Understood, right? Next thing. So there is a one example. So in the procedure function, there is a parameters. So parameter in the sense, in parameter, out parameter, there is a two types of parameter. Parameter just is a exchanging the value via parameters. So like, if I want to, I have a US currency. If I want to exchange the Indian currency, where will you go? Money exchange will go, right? Like that parameter also, it will take the value and give it to them. Just like a bridge, exchanging the value from outside of the database technology to inside the database technology. Is kind of bridge, in parameter, out parameter. What is the difference between in parameter, out parameter? Next question. So in parameter means it will accept the value from the outside. So if you take the database, let me go for a paint. Hello, who are joined the Zoom call? I think if you join this offline session, you may more interactive. Okay, so I will using the uh, paint for dragon that explanation. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Okay. So the question is, this is the database. Okay. This is your Oracle Apex, Java, .NET, any language. So now, like passport only will take. So you are filling the details. You are click on the submit button. So it will travel to database, but particular schema, particular table. Okay. So while creating the this is the table, right? Consider as this is the table. So before directly they are not going to insert. You will not give the access. Security, right? So if you have a direct table access, you can do modify the data. There is no point of to maintain the database. In between, I'll maintain one checkpoint is procedure. So I'll cut this link. If you submit, you call the one procedure that is there in another schema. That procedure has only access to insert the data into table. You got it right? So if it's a form, you are giving the data like your academic year, they used to will submit the form through manual. We are submitting nowadays. It is in online. So how they are inserting the data into the table? You fill the form. Hello, hello. Any questions? Okay. So if you are not questions, please go on mute. Okay. So if you are filling the form, you are clicking the submit button. So all the data input parameters is the front end. It may be jQuery, if it is a Java, .NET, Python, whatever it may be. All will values will pass it to the processor as an in parameter. In parameter, it will accept the value outside of the database. It will take procedure, then it will insert into the irrespective to the DB. This procedure not directly insert the data. It will do validation. What kind of validation? If you apply the passport, you are a US citizen. but you are applying in India, it will accept. No, that when validation will do in procedure. You got it. So before class SQL, people what will do, right? I will log into the database, start user. Then I'm creating the table. I'm inserting the data. That is gone. Now you can forget it. This database credential are never exposed to the UI. Correct or not? So the UI people has to do the validation from UI end, midware end, then process the quality of the data is the input parameter. I will take as a procedure, I will give the access to call the procedure. That's it. Just to call the procedure with your data. Remaining DB will take care. You don't need to log in. You don't need to, in production, trust me, you can't able to log in any database. Then how will they maintaining? Through procedure functions. Only they will give you only one table, that is exception table. This production today, how many procedures are completed, how many got error out, what is the error? That's it. Take the copy into launch prod, you can test it. So now onwards, this procedure the developer will create it, will deploy into the DB only. But while calling, no one can log into the database. All we'll do on the fly. So that is the main advantage of input parameter. Okay. Then today you submit the form. I want to know your password status. So if there is a checkbox, you enter the file number, you click on submit, you are getting the data. You are in pending with someone, we are pending with police verification. Let's say an example, real-time example. So it will give the status, right? So again, if you click the button, you will take the input parameter, you go to the procedure, you call it the procedure will go to the database, it will verify whether your file, what is the status, it will take that and will display into front end. That is called out parameter. In parameter, it will accept the value from outside of the model to DB. Out parameter from DB database to outside they will give you. Okay. So up to here, first step for these concepts also. First step in the sense, in parameter, out parameter, we understood very well. In parameter in the sense, the people will give the data as a input parameter. I'll call one procedure internally, that data will take care. Out parameter, yes, the DB, if you want to retrieve the data from the DB, I will take as out parameter, I'll give it to the UI. First level. The second level validation, how it will be, right? The procedure, while calling the procedure, I will I will not give the exact name to that user. Even procedure also I will not give you. So that is synonym we created. Remember, we can create a synonym on procedure function packages. Not only Oracle, table, synonym. Here also we can create. That's the third thing. One variable, only one variable. It will take the data and insert into the DB or do the operation into the DB. Same variable, it will take the data from the DB and give it to you. That is called in-out variable. In variable, it will accept the data from outside. Through procedure, we'll insert. We will not going to log in. See, so that's how that real-time application, right? So if you're going the passport, people say, go and log in this database, insert your record. They will allow. If you allow like this, what will happen? So what they will do whatever there in front end. Background it hide. Back in backend, I will call one procedure if it is a DB. Passport application won by the TCS. That is 25 years agreement. Any passport application in entire India, they will do the Oracle only. So they will take data, they will insert. There is a two software engineer, every passport office there in TCS guys. What they will do, right? In between, if it's tracking something, immediately they will respond. But is it critical? Indian Railway, they will calculate Indian Railway, they will calculate GST, right? 0.0601 paisa also they will calculate. That is also a big deal. You know that their profit is 1 rupee 2 paisa, 3 rupees 3 paisa. That is a profit. That is also calculated through the procedure function. Everything, every application, now onwards, if I want to communicate it, if in real time also, there is a UI, you need to write a one procedure. First question you should ask, what is the in parameter, what is the out parameter? They will pass employee number, for example. Then you need to think this is the employee table. They want to retrieve the department number. Okay, department name, it is not their EMP, some other table we need to join. You need to think. Got it, right? So they will not tell you, go and write procedure function. They will tell you, existing how you are writing, other people, same thing will follow. They will people write the procedure, you have to write the procedure. Same functionality, if you want to implement a function, we can implement the function also. But what is the difference between procedure and function? What are the things we can able to do in procedure? Same thing we can do in function also. Nothing special. Only thing is function, whether you like, don't like, it will return the data. There is a return statement is mandatory. But procedure, your wish. If you want to return, you can return. I don't want to return, okay, leave it there. That is the only difference. So these are the main real-time oriented points. Understood? Questions? Then I'll go for a practical. Okay. Now, if anyone call your favorite uh, definition, how will you frame that? If you ask, forget about definition. If I only interviewer, you came for interview, I asked, what is the difference? What is the difference between procedure and function? Procedure also return the value. Then what is the difference? Function, whether you like, don't like, it return the data. Procedure, your like. If you want, you can return. If you don't want, return. Second question: can I create a synonym on subprograms? Subprograms may procedure, function, packages. Can I write a synonym on packages? We can write the synonym. You can try yourself. That is your task. And post to the group. That syntax will get it in YouTube or Google only. That is a major real-time oriented. Next, we'll go for a procedure. Hmm. See, if you want to avoid when you don't want to return, so then we'll go for a procedure. Oracle will give you actually that function made by the calculations. If you want to do some calculator, you press something, you definitely will get output, right? Something zero also will get right. Like that function designed for that one only. I mean, 15, 20 years before. Then procedure right like void. If I want to return, return, or else take the output to do the operation. So then they will think both are similar functionality. So some people are very much like to write the functions in a C language. You can take that is function oriented language. So Oracle designed by the Java and C combination of C and Java code. So then initially that Oracle will taken from the C as a functional. Later using that Java they make as a procedure function is same except return. That's the story. That's the reason. If you want to avoid this one, you can avoid. So for your case, in real time, Oracle also we can schedule the program. Every 10 minutes it will run automatically. DBMS schedulers. So that time we will not get any parameters. How it will be, right? In for real time scenario, I'm talking. So there is a one file. Let's say one file. This is the file. Okay. This file every day in APJ type. APJ means our Asia specific, except Japan. Except Japan. Japan is very critical. Okay. Except Japan, remaining Asia specific countries, today they will use the SQL server with .NET. Next example, they're a website, lightweight website. SQL server hold, there also data it hold, but it's not big. So that business done, that site is good. For example, Indian Railway site, that IRTC, every day 11:50 to 12:50 it will go to the down. You know the reason why? Huh? Night time 11:50 to 12, 11:50 12:50 it will down. You can't reachable. Why? You know what will happen? Today, what are the transaction will happen? It will generate the one file. So if you generating the file again, if you open, someone will do some operation, then my file will be not accurate the data. In APJ also, take real time that railway also. For example, railway site will down for Indian time, Indian midnight. So they will take the file. That file will load it into the one table through Java, Python, or Informatica, whatever it may be. After that, after entering the data into the table. So, for example, this file enter into that one table. Okay, this is called raw data. Whatever the data will come, I will write a one DB scheduler package. So, in internally, it will not ask the outside of the database, only inside. What will happen, right? From this table to they'll split it into multiple tables. So, in multiple table, if anyone cancelled, if I want to send the refund, it will take 2 days time. Why? They want to calculate it. It really you cancel or not. After cancellation, the TC had tick mark. In nowadays, they're carrying the app. Click right. So that information, everything will become. If it is already, how many RAC will be there? How many vacancies there? If it not full the train, why that? If there any complaints, if you done the reservation, they will tell you, tell me your coach position. You can tell, I done the reservation. This is my PR number. Something fan or light, some washrooms is not good. You can complete, right? So they will track that one also. All the information, one table to here. So what it will do? One package will do. That is schedule file every day, one time. Every day it will run. What I'm trying to say, while creating the procedure function package, so we can schedule that functionality is also available in Oracle. That is point. For this point, I tell the whole story. Okay. Why? So ladies are not coming. So did anyone join yesterday? Offline class attended, right? Those people join in this Zoom call.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we'll go for a line by line execution for this one also. Okay. Here there is no declare statement. Why? While creating the procedure function, is as there is a two keywords. After is you can declare whatever you want. Okay. Then we'll take line by line execution. So this time I will take this buffer area. So for just a circle I'm giving, every program it allocated some memory. If I want to execute, memory is required. What are the operation will do? It will do in buffer only. Final result will send to the DBA. After completion of all the process, the buffer will be clean. Next user will come and use. Okay. Now, first create or replace. So why I replace? So the replace what it will do, right? If it is pro underscore emp is already present in my DB, I want to do is some any modification. So the replace to, if it is there also we can replace with a new code. That is the use of replace. Then procedure, it tells you this is procedure. So this procedure keyword, what you will tell, right? If you go for a DB, While creating only, I'll log in, I'll create the procedure. If after that, I'll give the procedure that signature to Java.NET Python guys, they will take care. The heat and everything they will take care. I think you must aware of that. You are a Java guy, right? So let's connect this one. So the processor, right? What will happen, right? So there is a schema browser. Remember, schema browser. If you mention their procedure, okay, it will go and save in procedure block. If you mention function, it will go and save in the function. Oracle categorize object wise. It's a table, and whatever you created table in different schema, he created a table in Scott. I created a table in apps, but all table in together. I created a one table in app. He created one more table in app. So all the two table under app schema. You created a procedure, I created a procedure. Two procedure will under one schema. Oracle categorize. Okay. For categorization, we are using the function is a procedure, is a package. Okay. Next. Pro underscore EMP. So pro means procedure. So I want to insert the employee number in just in parameter. I'm using in parameter to get that value from outside. Okay. I haven't started out parameter in this program. I explained one by one will go. So here, remember this point yesterday also. Here number of 5 can I give you? Why? Oracle always, there is no restrictions if you pass the data from the user by default. You no need to mention this size data only mention nothing. You mention the data type. Data type related data, unlimited data you will accept. One paragraph, two paragraph, you can accept. So then cursor. What type of cursor it is? What is the advantage of parameter cursor? A runtime. Remember, runtime. I can pass the value. I don't want hard coded. For example, you log into the passport application, you are searching with your file number. You should get, irrespective of your file number information, you'll get it. If I'll search my file number only, I will get it. If you hard coded, if you use search, I'll search also same information, you'll get it. That is not correct. So in parameter, you can pass the in parameter, your file number. I will search in DB, then I will give it to the result. If I pass my file number, I will search the DB, they will give the my details. That's the reason cursor parameter used. Why I need to use the cursor first of all here? There is an interview question. Without cursor also we can write. Why I need to use the cursor? This point we discussed yesterday indirectly. If query is returning nothing, then cursor what will store? Without cursor, the query is not returning anything. What kind of error will get? If you want to avoid the no data found error, you will use the cursor. If you use the cursor, even though the query is 00, if you pass, you will not get no data found error. Cursor, it will store the null value also. Got it right? Why you need to ask the cursor? Go and wash. Usually I will also sleep, okay, but don't worry. Go and wash, no issues. See, I can say this is a program, this is a project execution. I want to explain each and every line. What is the importance? What is the alternative? Why I need to save this one? So that's why it's taking time. You people are getting right, honestly. You getting right? Now, this is the cursor. So as soon as cursor, what will happen? Cursor, it will also occupy the space. The space name equal to cursor name, emp cursor. I'll tell you one thing. See, this is I'm explaining, right? Not now. I think 7 or 8 years before, I used to sit in front of the system 5 to 6 hours. I spend so much of time, night time, daytime, for getting the information. I'll prepare multiple notes. I prepare one note for 2 months, but again I don't like the notes. Again I spend the time. Again I'll prepare notes. Like that, I spend more time in system than I get the knowledge. So you people no need to spend like me. I'm giving the information to you all. Whatever I spend the time, that experience I'm shared to you. Okay, but only one thing you need to do: take this program. It will work. On top of that, if you add your ideology, different way, you can compile and execute. Still, you are not able to fix the error. Paste the query. If I'll get a time, definitely I can reply. But you should patience. Whether 2 days I will reply, 3 days also reply because I have also some work. There is multiple things in my plate, right? One by one, I will take it. Hmm. So it will occupy the space. The space name equal to cursor name and select star from salary. So here, first thing what will happen? Structure will be created. Which one will be created? Structure will be created. So what is the structure in select statement? Only one column. If it is a star, all columns. Two columns, two columns. But I am specifying only one table. But real time, instead of one table, it may be big query. That's the only difference. Remaining naming conversion. Rest of code, it will work in real time also. Same scenario. Now one more variable I declare. What is that? V underscore salary. So this also it will occupy the space. V underscore salary. So initially I am not assigning any value. By default, null value it will store. Again, V underscore and. This is also one variable. So what kind of value I can store in V salary? I am referring to the EMP table, salary column. What is the data type size will be defined in the table. Same thing, it will apply for V salary. But V underscore annum, that is also one variable. So variable name is equal to your memory name. So it will occupy some space of memory. The space dedicated for this variable. So what is the variable? V underscore add. So in this space, what kind of variables we can store? Based on your data type. What is the data type? Number. Only number value I can store here. So there is a one more question. Here also variable. Here also cursor. Here also occupy the memory. But what is the difference between this memory to this memory? Cursor memory to another variable memory? Any guess? Remember one thing. In variable runtime, one value I can assign. Next time, while running, so I can change that value multiple times. But if cursor, only one time it will execute in the entire program. It will create the data. That is called private area for cursor. Private space, which means that cursor first time data, what is there, right? That data will be present. In variable, not like this. In while running, I can change n number of time. That's the difference between private area, normal area space. Okay, you clear, right? Going for a little bit depth, then again come back to up. So V underscore exception. So we already studied. So this is what kind of exception? If we declare like this, use a define exception. Correct. Here also, whatever you define after as when as keyword, that is occupy the space. no doubt. So here also v underscore exception, it will occupy the space in this memory. All this memory, where it will happen? System global area, HGA. Remember this word. So v underscore exception. I think you came today is the first class. You understood because we have a I mean, yesterday 5.5 hours we take the class for this. I think these people will dreams also they'll come. So if you're new, right, if it is just take time, but that video is already there. You're getting now, understood? That's good. So here, what is the type? Exception type. So if we say exception type, it will not allow the normal numbers, normal worker. It is only exception related data only it will store because it is data type as an exception. Any variable based on the data type only, the data will be inserted. Remember this. Not only this one, any language. In Python also same. Same. I know Python very well. That's what I'm saying. In Java also maybe same. Pakka. Okay. Now begin. Now begin. The begin section, actual execution start from begin only. Okay. So the blueprint is done. Declare section. Now you need to construct the building. We need concrete, cement on mixing and work, right? That is done in beginning. The blueprint on declare section. Now open the cursor. So here what I'm doing here in cursor, I open that parameter cursor, right? As soon as you open, what will happen? It will take the data from here. It will execute the data. Salary will come here. This is a cursor area. First step done. Next, what it will do? Fetch. It will open the cursor. It will point out this column, first value, and also it will inform to fetch is the key role to inform to the row count cursor attributes. Row count is open, found, not found. It will give the information. Hi guys, it's alert. I open the cursor, I taken the data. So then immediately next row it is not present. Make a note in not found. Next row is not present. Make a note in found. 0 rows, make a note in the row count. If it is the rows are there, first row I have taken, make the count. Is open, still cursor is open. You can do. Fetch is the keyword. It will open the cursor. It will go the inside. It will take the data. It will inform to irrespective the 4 cursor attributes. The one statement, this much of code is there in this here. Okay. Next, after fetching into this cursor, so what will happen? Whatever the value, if you pass 7788 is the original number, existing employee number, positive scenario, the data will be moved to here. Earlier it was a null. Now it became a value. Just for I'm taking 100. Okay. 100 is the salary is there in the EMP table. So this time the fetch command, what it will do, it will fetch the data, it will keep it into variable name. So why variable? Because we have to putting the v underscore salary here. This command is done. Next, if condition. If whatever value you are taken from cursor keeping it to the variable is not null or null. So our case, what is the value here? 100. It is a null or not null? Not null. So condition is satisfied. So what we are doing, I am putting just for NVL function. So it's not required for people aware of that. There people think NVL, substring, instring, can we use in the plsql? Obviously we can use. What are the functions still available in the SQL? All function we can use in plsql. There is no doubt about it. So I have taken one of the function for your reference, NVL. But here is not required, just I had taken that. So salary 100 into 12. See, if you take this statement, right, any programming language, first right side will be calculated. Then we'll insert into left side. Okay. So now 100 into 12, 1200. So here initially what is the value here? V underscore annum null. Now 100 into 12. So 1200 will be stored into here. Total 100 stored into here. Then I'm printing the value. This is a disadvantage in this program. You print the annual salary outside people, outside of the database. How will you know? You are printing in the database. If you want to see the data, if you want to see that value, I need to log in the database. I need to see. No. This one next program will overcome. Okay. No. So negative scenario will take. Negative scenario. It is a null value. Cursor has a null. I pass the 00 number, employee number. That is not there in the employee table. That time, it will not get the no data found exception. Remember this point. If you use the cursor, we can avoid no data found exception. You can avoid no data found exception. So, after avoiding this, it is a null value. Cursor will store the null value. We have seen that. Still, now, also one example is the query returns the 0 rows null value. That null will be stored into v underscore sal. Instead of 100, earlier is 100. Now it became a null. So null will store. Now we need to tell v is not null or null. So this condition will be satisfied or not satisfied. So where it will go? Else block. In if condition, if you write n number of ifs also, only one if will execute, like a exception. Exception also, if you write n number of exception, only suitable exception, that exception only it will be executed. Okay. Here it will go to the else condition. Immediately what I am telling, raise an exception. So raise an exception, what it will go? Next time it will go, end if it will go, it directly will go to the exception block. Directly it will go to the exception block. It will not go next line. Directly jump into the exception. Then v underscore exception did we define or not? Yes, when v underscore exception is defined. Here also one disadvantage. I am printing the dms underscore put. In real time, you will not use the dms underscore put. Only for testing purpose in your company we will use. Here also I need to return the value out parameter. Next program we'll see. So, but here employee is not existing table. Apart from that, if there are any unknown errors I come, I don't remember all the Oracle errors. So Oracle says you no need to remember. Use the when others. It will capture SQL code, SQL error. It will display. So now, if I'm executing this program into database, I am running this. Earlier, PLS SQL block successfully completed we got. Now what we got? Procedure created. So this time compilation done. P code is done. P code also generated. Earlier, every time P code and compilation will do. Now here is only one time. Now if I want to call, I don't want to use this code now. I'll simply call procedure. So this time it will not give you the any P code generation compilation. It will not give you directly. It will go execute. So if I want to set out when deepness underscore right, so I usually I'll prefer set server out put on. It is a session variable. Unless and until if you close the session, it will be alive. So I executed. Now I'll call this. Without out parameter, only in parameter, you can call exe. That's it. What is the annual salary for 7788? So what is the error message you got? Successfully completed. So anonymous blocks, how you got, right? Same message. But here compilation is only one time. P code generation is only one time. Next time it's directly executable. Now I'll put 00. What is the error? If you'll get no data found, or will give the cursor will handle and will give the whatever we given dbms underscore message will come. What is this? Understood this program? Only in parameter. So time for questions. Hello, who are there in Zoom call? Any questions? Now you should know clear cut information. If you want to write anyone write a program. Yes.
Sir, as you said, we are using is or as keyword, sir. When we are using is keyword, when we are using as keyword, sir.
As keyword we will use subprogram, is keyword we will use a trigger. So both also it will work, but people will after 12C, right? 11G almost only, they will use the as. Mostly as.
Okay.
Next. Compile them. Compile. It will compile and generate the P code. Both it will do. Intermediate.
In Java programming, to compile, we have compiler. To generate the machine level code, interpreter is used.
Here, intermediate will take care both. It's a third generation language. Here is the interpreter is the key. Any questions? People are getting worthable. You are. This is Sunday. Still, you people came. You are sitting. Okay, you are putting your time. The time is worthable or not. But if people not responding that message yesterday. See, if you tell me genuinely, so based on your thing only, I can change my way of teaching. Okay, today what I done, right? Slowly, see, that is honest yourself. If you are understood. If you are not understanding, I'm not understanding. Even though if you bother, don't bother, doesn't mean, because you're putting effect. You want to grow. Don't put like that. Even though if you're not understanding, I understand nothing. Not understanding or not understanding. If you are not understanding, all people understanding. I am only not understanding. That is a problem. If 4 people understanding, 1 people is not understanding, that person problem. 4 people, 5 people is not understanding, that is the trainer problem. Okay. If you ask feedback, write genuinely. That's it. From yourself also. Every day I am learning or not. Genuinely, you are learning or not. How many hours, productive hours I am sitting. Genuinely. That's it. That is very important. That will make your life easy. Hiding from yourself you are satisfying from different reason, that is spoiling your life. Trust. Okay. Genuine, anything is genuine from yourself is genuine. Okay, that is, I'll follow this kind of mantra kind of thing. Okay, if you're not understanding, if you're understanding. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so I'll give the time for 2 to 3 minutes, then I'll go for next one. So online people, any questions you could ask me. Only 5 minutes, because you people get rest, right? At least 1 hour. Every 1 hour, at least 5 minutes, you take rest. Your brain will refresh. Continuously, you're sitting, then you are not able to capable to adjust the things into my life. Okay. Any questions in Zoom? Any questions? So just I'm giving 5 minutes break. Then we join. Okay. Okay, we'll start now. Hello, Zoom, who are there in Zoom? We'll start now. So the previous
Yes, sir.
example, I'm using the dbms underscore output. For this example, I will completely avoid the dbms underscore output. Okay, that statement. So everything will be out parameter. Okay, same code only. Only wherever using the dbms underscore output, I'm using the out parameter. So if you see, right, was salary out. So what is the data type I given? Did I mention any size? No. Why? Oracle will not allow. Oracle tells accept whatever you want, give whatever they want. I will not give. While creating the table only, I will give restrictions because of space constraint. Here only buffer it will be create. Now this program it will allocate the memory in buffer. Once program is done, buffer got freezed out. It will be used for another one. Table not like this. It permanently stored. We have to specify the data type size. That's the only difference. Now, if you see same function, nothing special here. So this out parameter, earlier I'm printing dbms underscore put salary, but I'm assigning it out parameter. If it is not null case, employee not existing the table. Some other error come in between. Some runtime error came apart from this one. There is a when others function, right? In when others also, I'm putting the substring of 1 to 50. So substring, what is the use of substring in SQL? I think you didn't attend my SQL classes. There is one batch going on. There we discuss. Substring is I can take some portion of a data from the string. For example, there is 100 lines of one row is there, 100 lines of data is there. Within that, starting 1 to 50 lines, 50 words I'm taking, not lines, words, characters. No, words also not correct. Characters. Okay. Now, instead of putting that set server put, but here it is not required. Okay. So here exe it will not work for this one because out parameter is there. So for this one, while calling, I will give you the signature in DB. This is the way we need to call. But same thing if you give pro underscore imp Java, you no need to write anything. dbs underscore put just for our convenience. Testing purpose I'm using here, not main procedure. But Java.NET, I'm giving this pro underscore emp. That's it. They will give the data, they will take the data. You no need of write this one also. I want to see this data, right? Annual salary. For testing, here also I'm doing testing. Okay. But real time, this is the one. Don't worry, I will close bit early only. Okay. I'm compiling this. The procedure is created. Now, after procedure created, right? Oracle will store all this information into tables. Do you know that procedure function code also will store? That is the one table. Select star from DBA underscore source. Where name equal to, what is the name for my procedure name? Procedure underscore EMP, right? Same procedure only I replaced it. So I will go and have here. If I'll write this one, whatever you written the code will be available here. Why I am not getting any reason? Oracle is not a case sensitive. Oracle data is a case sensitive. So we should give the capital letter. That's the reason you are getting. So which user I used? Scott user. What is the object name? Pro underscore emp. Pro underscore emp type is a browser function packages. It's a browser. So these are the lines of code. This if we created any browser function packages, it will store in dbms and dbms underscore source is a Oracle metadata table. And also it will give the copy of your in there is a space in Oracle in SGA only. There is a libraries. There is one in SGA. There is a library. That library also it will attach what are the browser function will be there. They will also record it. Okay. This browser valid or not? If there any error or not? Compilation error or not? I don't want to see if he already created, he deployed it. He told I deployed it. I want to see is there any error he deployed correct or not. Where can I see? All underscore object or db underscore object. Select star from db underscore objects. Where object underscore name equal to pro underscore em. Here, this is a procedure when created. 17 I created. Last this is 17. That means my second batch or third batch I created. This one. Last updated will happen when? Today. Timestamp. Status. If it is invalid, you will get a compilation error. No, it is showing invalid. It will not store the, even though if it is a error out, it will not store the error. It will store the error only here. Here, if you go for here, pro underscore emp, right click, mouse click will do. Here you have a errors. If you see the error here, it will not store. This tool it will show you that error. No, it will not store. It should be. Valid means you can store. Invalid means you can't execute also. Valid or invalid. Compilation error, if you get the invalid. Compilation error. We have to fix it that errors. So if there any error, if you want to see, this is the way we need to see. If I want to get the code, if you go for a dbs underscore output source. If I want to validate this procedure, we need to go for a dbs underscore object. These are the completely real time. If you create a procedure, I know whether stat is what is the code you written, I can take it from without your permission. Next, we'll already created, right? This one. Now we'll execute. So in real time, this block of code I'm writing the dbs underscore only testing purpose only. But front end, I will give you only this portion up to here. They will give the number, they will take the output and display the UI. But I don't have any UI, right? So I am logging to the database, I deployed. I created a procedure, is working or not. For testing purpose, I'm using this dbs underscore put. It's clear? But my code, above code, nothing. There is no dbs underscore output. I process the in parameter, I am getting the output. Okay. Now I'll pass 0, 0. What is error we'll get? So this is the way we need to write. Without the dbms underscore put statement, you need to write a procedure. For testing purpose, we can use this. But real time, we will give it to UI for passport application and all. They will take. So this is about the procedure. Now, in parameter is one variable, out parameter is one variable as per this program. Okay. But I don't want these two parameters. I want is one parameter is the input, out, both I can use. Oracle allows. Understood? So instead of giving, this is one parameter, this is one parameter. Why I am using two parameter for in, one out? Use only one. That is also possible. We'll take this example. So how will you specify? In, out. In, out. So instead of employee number, I'm taking the employee name here. So same, if you want to change it, you can change it here. You put the e name, employee number, you can put employee number, employee number. Okay. So this is also I'll compare. Same pro underscore replay. See, if you remember, last two, this one also same name. Because replace using, I'm replacing. Without using the replace, we'll get error. If you want to see what kind of error we get it, already existing that object. Same code only change in parameter and the where condition. That's it. Okay. I'm removing everything. I'm putting here. I'm compiling. The procedure is created. And I'm executing it. While executing, did you see? While declare section also, I can assign the value. I think first class we have seen. You people are not attending, but there is one batch 78 still is going on for plsql. That time we did. That time we got it. Okay. So now this only one variable. In it will take, out it will give. Getting Scott is a 6,000. I'm using some Z name, some garbage name. This time, what should we get it? Employee not exist in the table. Employee not exist in the table. Now we know in parameter. Now we know out parameter. When we'll use, what is a use? What is the difference between anonymous block to named block processor? Now we know out parameter, in out parameter. These are three parameters available in this. Next, we'll see functions. Functions also return the value. The people as can I use the in out parameter? You can use. We'll see one example. Slowly, one by one. Okay. So I'm giving all these things to you. Change. So beginning exe also will do some, not best practice, by experience. So I don't want to write all the beginning code. I can write the execute, that can test. Zoom people, any questions? I'm giving pressure to you. Oh, it is asking. That is also there. We'll go one by one. If you want to return the collection, while talking the collection, we will use the ref cursor to retrieve the n number. All EP data will return, irrespective of columns, irrespective of data. It is there. I told you, right? So I need to go one by one. I don't want to skip. That's the reason. Exception I started before, then I start with the process one by one. So this is about today class. So procedure is gone, completed, not gone, completed. Tomorrow no class for Zoom people. If people also you can want to join, you could join. I pasted that link into the main group. Tuesday 7 to 8. I'll take 45 minutes only. Remaining 10 minutes question. 5 minutes. Any clarification, I can clarification. No. We already discussed, I think. You can go through that video. There is a one video, all functions. Still you have questions at the end, I will learn. No, ask for your question, right? Insert into eSchool selection of a comment exception. Okay, I'll write all this statement using the parameter. Real time. We'll use instance of that real time example. See, in real time example, if there any special character while writing comment, you are giving the comment, right? Product is not good and right. There is a, if there any by mistakenly special character came, that time we'll use the instance substring. We will remove that special character. Remaining comment will go and save it to the table. That case we'll use. We will define what are the special character will come. We'll guess, but not see. Real time is something is different. I worked on 4-5 companies, right? Each company they are following the different. You can't predict only this will happen like this. Real time anything will can happen. Any scenario will need to write. But all panda is we need to understand the topic. Clear cut. Okay, that is important. Hello guys. So this is about the class. Hello. Zoom people are you able to hear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any questions you have, you can ask. If don't have any question, I'll close. So regular class people who are attending that 7 to 8, right? Monday I will be traveling, so not possible to take the class. Tuesday onwards I will take. Okay. Hardly there is a 10 classes I'm planning to, but 5 classes I'll put a buffer. This previous batches also you can join, no harm. After regular class you can join. 5 classes I'll put buffer. After this I'll give the Domino's small kind of project. How you can able to do, you can do it. I will give that. I can tell you, you need to create the table structure one day. I will tell you how to, what scenario, you need to create a procedure for that. You need to insert the data. You need to get the data. You need to take the order data. You also give the calculation about amount for each item. Small thing. I will tell you after 10-15 days, not hardly this month, next month, maybe 5 or 6 days. I'll give you 2 days, 3 days time. Think, write, and send it to me. If I'll correct it, all of this. And monthly once, I think next batch also, I'm taking from scratch to end. But only one thing is I will not completed 1 day, 2 day, 15 days, 20 days. So syllabus I can't complete because I can complete, but it's not full fledged. I will take SQL and plsql at least worst scenario SQL 15 to 20 classes, plsql 15 to 20 classes. Totally 40 days, 40 working days. Except Sunday I will not take, Saturday I will take. Monthly once I will come from Hyderabad to Bangalore for face to face. Any questions? Anything? If you want, you can ask me. That what I discussed with Madhu. Okay. So this is about I shared all the procedures. Now onwards, start practicing honestly, productive hour in system. That is the only one thing. Okay. Anything else? I am stopping the recording. Anything else? You can